All right, so yesterday we also talked about problem solving, and I gave you a couple little inspirational tidbits on how to start that process of problem solving. We tackled the first question, which was, is this really a problem? And we identified that in asking that question, you're not asking, does this inconvenience me? Does this bother me? You're truly asking, is this beneficial for anybody? Is it just a problem for me? Is it something that needs to be solved, or is it something that I need to get over? And so we talked through that, and I feel like we built a good framework for our next question. So let's say that the answer is yes. If the answer is no, then you end the process and you just work through, and you work through you just work through your approach to that problem rather than trying to solve that problem. But today we're going to tackle the next step, which is, let's say that it is a problem, you do feel like it needs to be solved, no one benefits from it, or at least more people, no one benefits from it, and now we're going to ask the question, what is the problem? Now this seems like a simple case of just rephrasing and saying it again. So if the problem is that I'm late for work, then I would say, well, the problem is I'm late for work. But that's not the case. You already understand that that's the case, and that's the observable behavior that you're seeing. You're struggling with being late for work. And you could say, well, I'm just not going to be late for work, but I don't think that's going to work out for you. It's not a very critical way of thinking about a problem. So the next step is to take and find what is causing my problem. The best way to do this is to get out a piece of paper and start brainstorming every possible cause that you can think of. Why am I late for work? Because I got up late. Why am I late for work? Because I had to take my dog out this morning and I forgot to do it earlier in the day. Why am I late for work? Because there's always going to be causes behind it, and you need to identify that. Take the time, put the effort in to figure out the problem. Now, you're going to have a list of things on a piece of paper, and that's not going to do you much good because you can't tackle them all. What I want you to do then is go through. What I want you to do then is go through, find any that are correlated to each other, any that relate to each other, and find what might cause another cause, and look for the 4 main causes that you can tackle. Okay, the best way to do this is to pick a cause, and you're going to add 5 layers of why. So if I'm late for work, I'm going to ask, why am I late for work? Well, because I got up late. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to say, I got up late. Why did I get up late? So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to say, I'm late for work. Why am I late for work? Well, I slept in. Well, why did I sleep in? Well, because I went to bed late. Well, why did I go to bed late? And you're going to do that with 5 layers. And what that does is it gets you back to the first cause. If you need to go with more layers of 5, by all means, go with more layers than 5. But what you're doing is you're pulling back, you're stepping back, seeing the big picture, and you're identifying the first domino in the process. Now, why that's important is because you can't just symptom chase. You can't see, oh, I'm late for work, I need to fix that, I'm going to fix it. It won't happen. You won't solve that problem, and if you do, it's like putting a Band-Aid on a gun wound. You just can't do it. But what you can do is you can go back to the first cause. You can see what the real problem is. You can fix that, and then you'll notice that ripple effect will eventually, hopefully, and we'll talk more about this later, hopefully eventually change what you saw and what you observed. So that's my tip for today. Figure out what the problem is. Don't just answer that with the observable behavior. Answer that with the cause of the cause of the cause of the cause. Figure out the first domino in the process.